So great catching up with my next guest. He's got a big fight coming up here. UFC 278, August 20th. It's Jay Perrin back here on the program. Jay, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, no complaints. I'm getting some good weather out here in Vancouver as well. Not as good as Vegas, though. But first and foremost, man, how nice is it to get a full camp in your proper weight class and all that, and just being able to go out there and really put in a full camp ahead of this big fight?
It's been great, man. That's what I asked for. I said, hey, man, give me time to prepare and I can be one of the best of these people. And, they really did. They gave me plenty of time to prepare. And it's great, man. I'm very confident in the work that we're doing right now. I've legitimately left no stone unturned for this whole camp. So, you guys are going to be able to see a much more polished, ready, and violent version of me because I was able to prepare the correct way. So I'm really happy with what's going on right now.
And again, circumstances not ideal in that last fight. What did you take away the most, if you could take away anything from that fight that you're bringing into this one?
That I fought a stud. The guy was good. That I can hang with any of these people. I think that, like I've said before, I think Mario Batista is going to be a top 15 guy. And I took him on 6 days and I went toe to toe with him and he couldn't put me away, and he put Josh Kelleher away inside a round. So, it's a good measuring stick for me. I always really didn't know how good I could be in this sport until I think that fight. Maybe I lost it, but now I know I can keep up with some killers. So it just motivated me more. I took more motivation of that. Really can be one of the best in the world here, and I intend to be.
Yeah, and kind of what you're saying here, and let me, tell me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like, the confidence, if anything, went up after that fight, just knowing that you belong here. I know some fighters, there's always that doubt of, am I high level or whatever, and you showed it in that fight. Again, the circumstance is not ideal. Do you feel some confidence from that fight, just being able to hang with a guy like Mario Batista?
100%, 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not a bum. That's not a guy that they bring in and then they give him some lunch and then they send him home. The Mario is going to have a really big future, in my opinion. So having stood toe to toe with that guy and, traded with him and, even under the circumstances, done what I did. It just showed me again, yeah, like you said, I belong here. I've always known that I belong here, and that just kind of cemented it. So yeah, I took a lot from that fight, just from like cues and my technique to how I feel about who I am and what I can do here. So, I'm really, really, really confident that I do belong in the UFC. I'm going to be here for a while, so, and I'm going to prove that in about 4 weeks now.
Yeah, it's coming up here right around the corner. Let's talk about your opponent here, 34 fight veteran. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
After a certain amount of fights, I mean, I don't think he's got anything that I haven't seen before in my career. After a certain amount of fights, a fight is just a fight. I don't really care what your record is. And with people like that, you start to see, people 30 plus fights, 40 plus fights. They fight the same. They don't change things. And I don't think that Aoriqileng has changed anything in a long time. So how do I match up with him? I think that he's violent. He goes forward. He's definitely going to try and pressure me, and that's cool. I'm cool with the dogfight. But other than that, outside of his ferocity, I don't see anything overly spectacular that's going to come at me. That I haven't seen before. I haven't been able to deal with and adapt to. So, I think that again, he's going to bring intensity to the first few minutes of the fight, and then I'm just going to pick him apart. Really, I'm okay with engaging with him in the middle of the ring. And the thing about him is that he's good on his front foot, not his back foot. So what he probably doesn't realize is that I'm not the type of person that takes a back step. So as far as like our styles go, I think I'm just better everywhere. And I know a lot of fighters say that. I'm usually pretty objective about what my opponents are good at and what I'm good at. And I just don't think that there's a single area where he's sharper than I am or able to use the skill better than I am. So, I think that overall I'm going to go in there and put on something special for you.
Who've been some of the main training partners at Syndicate helping you get ready for this fight?
Right now, we got Merab Dvalishvili, the co-main event of that card. That's been a big sparring partner of mine. Me and him have been going to war for a while now. O'Day Osborne, Vince Morales, and Max Lay who was actually an opponent of Aoriqileng's a while ago, that we brought in, and he's given a lot of good insight to us about the opponent and how he fights and what he's like in there. So I've got a good team of bantamweights. One of them is top 6 in the world, and they're pushing me every day. So I'm really, really, really fortunate to have those people.
Just seems like a fun vibe there too. Everyone, like, you see the photos. I saw the group photo you guys did the other day. Like, it just seems like a really fun time at Syndicate right now. What's it like being a part of that?
Everybody's got their own personality, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
Syndicate's such a cool place because there's a lot of walks of life that you really wouldn't. I don't think you see outside the gym, like mesh really well. So I know that everybody says there's like a gym environment or like a family environment, but I think each of us um, have just become so close that we're all friends, and everybody is really looking out for one another. It's not like an ego boost thing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Nobody there is competing with anybody. So I think that just brings everybody together a little bit more. And when things are fun, man, they're easier to do. You know what I mean? We're all fucking tired. We're all miserable all the time because we're putting ourselves through so much, but we still come together and we can laugh and enjoy the thing that brings us so much joy. So, um, I think gym environments are important, man. And some people believe in really competitive environments between teammates and things like that. But at Syndicate, we kind of mesh all together and make sure that everybody gets their rounds. You know what I mean? Everybody gets the work that they need. Everybody gets the encouragement that they need. So it's a wonderful place, and I'm really, really thankful to be a part of it, to be part of the coaching staff, and just to be accepted among this group of wonderful people.
Imagine John Wood will be in your corner. Who else is going to be in the cage with you that night?
I've got my manager Lance will be there, and then we have Jerry Shapiro, who is our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach. I don't think I'm going to need Jerry all that much, to be honest with you, but
Mhm.
he's still so vital in the corner, and gives really great advice. So we got Lance Spouty, and we got Jerry Shapiro as well.
Awesome, man. And how's this fight playing out on August 20th? How do you see it going down?
I think that the first round will be good. I think that he's going to come out with all of his strength and try and put me away, kind of like he did Cameron Else. Um, but I just don't think that after the 2 minute mark, he's going to slow down, and I don't slow down. I keep going. So I think we're going to get another second round finish from me. I'm hoping it's with my hands this time. Uh, my boxing has just become very, very, very crisp. So I really would like to display how good my boxing is. I've been called on the interwebs. What is it? Just a grappler or something like that. Oh, the word fringe fighter came up a lot, and that's actually something that's bugged me. So the whole point of this fight is that I'm going to finish this man to prove everybody that I'm not a fringe fighter, and that I'm here to break into the top 15 and start doing that. So I think that I'm going to finish him in the second round around the 2:30 mark, probably about halfway there. I'll drop him with something, but he's going to leave his body open, and I'm going to touch him. He's going to fall down.
Before we get out of here, what's downtime looking like? I know, again, you're in the gym all the time. You're training. You getting in any Netflix, any video games, anything like that? Or is it just all business?
Oh, you know what, dude? I'm such in a weird place right now because I've watched all my shows.
Okay.
So like, I have nothing to watch, so I'm just watching these random shows right now. Rest time, yeah, I just kind of chill. You know what I mean? Like I'm a kind of a homebody. I sit around in my robe. Um, I talk to my girlfriend. I'll yeah, I just kind of chill. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do anything crazy. Occasionally I'll go for like a hike or some shit like that, but like nothing nuts. So TV, my coffee, my robe. I smoke some weed, and then that's it.
That's it. Living the dream. I love it, man. And making time for interviews, Jay. I really appreciate it, man. It's UFC 278 coming up here August 20th. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
I just want to thank, obviously, my first and foremost, the man himself, my manager, Lance Spouty, who has given me everything under the sun to be here. Without him, I wouldn't even be here. Um, John Wood, obviously, everybody at Syndicate, because they have really rallied around me. And for the first time in my career, I really felt like the people were behind me, like really, really at my back. So I can't thank them enough. Um, all my sponsors, I really don't have a ton of them, but any sponsor that's really worked with me, thank you very much for all the support and the items, because I like cool shit. Um, no, that's just it, man. I'm just really happy to be here. I'm super grateful for where I am in my life, and where I am in the sport. And I think that this is my opportunity to show the world who I am, and um, after a few wins, hopefully the people and the fans will get to see that maybe I'm an interesting cat, and that I'm here to stay, and I'm here to make sure that you guys are entertained. So thank you to the fans. Thanks for you guys. And I'm just thankful to be where I'm at. And I can't wait to put on a fucking show next month because it's definitely going to be a war.